see if we can get a little better shot of what we're doing. So there you go. That's where we are. Creepy little statue. And there we go out here. We were just doing a rally regarding the vaccines and how awesome they are. So yeah, I couldn't do that on YouTube, obviously. So we'll just play this song. I'm gonna do what we normally do. You guys know the drill. Profusely, like I went on a little rant. It is crazy hot out here, bro. I'm wearing all black like a psycho. I just didn't want to set the speaker up and not do what we do, you know. Shalom, Austin. What's up, Wendy? Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
In a world. Alright. Maybe whoever's supposed to hear this hears it. That's how we're gonna rock with it. Alright. So we're traveling the United States. We're going to every major city. We're trying to wake them up and explain to them that prisons have lockdowns, not free countries. The government doesn't give you permission to breathe oxygen. Wake up before it's too late for your children's sake. And we start to expose a lot of the lies that people have just come to believe are true. And so a lot of the stuff I'm gonna say, if you hear it, you're probably gonna think it sounds crazy if you haven't looked into it before, but truth doesn't fear investigation, so I'm not particularly concerned with other people's opinion. So, okay, what we do is we offer, and hopefully other people can hear it, $100 to anybody here that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth correctly, with certain stipulations. If you know the truth of the Earth, you can't. All of them know the answers. Anyway, because what I'm about to say, you're gonna think it's crazy. But we've been testing the Earth. They actually lied about the Earth. It's not a spinning ball. The Earth is flat and stationary. The Earth is flat and it's stationary. I know it sounds crazy. I thought it was crazy. I'm like, what are these psychos talking about? We've been to space, bro. I get it. But the Earth is provably flat. They lied. They lied. So the way you can know this is you can actually measure the surface of the Earth and see if it's curving. So just so you guys know, they lied about the Earth. It's flat. It doesn't move. You're special. You were created. So anyway, we'll start with the whole "are we spinning" aspect. Does anyone here feel like they're spinning? Has anyone ever felt like they were spinning? Has anyone ever detected the motion of the Earth in the history of mankind? Is there an experiment that can detect the motion of the Earth? The answer to all of these are no. The only way you feel like you're spinning is if you've been taking tequila shots. It's just so big you wouldn't feel it. Well, that's a cool story, but there's no evidence that we're spinning. Well, did you know that the skies reset for all recorded history around Polaris? Okay, so there are star trails in the sky, and they do perfect circles around Polaris and reset over and over and over. Because the Earth's not moving, the sky resets. We're not spinning and revolving around the sun, shooting through space 500,000 miles per hour with the sun, while the galaxy goes 1.3 million miles per hour. No, the Earth just sits still, and the sky moves over top of it for all recorded history. The Egyptians built megalithic structures that still line up with the same stars they do today. How does that work? On a spinning ball, shooting through space. This is the biggest lie probably ever. Let's just say this. I don't think any flat earthers were wearing a mask for the last year and a half. Not one flat earther was scared and ran into lockdown. I'll tell you that. This is why it's a big deal. So we've actually seen mountains from 273 miles away. 273 miles away from observer height of like 9,000 feet. Based on the globe Earth math, the mountain should have been blocked by like 3 miles of Earth curvature. Yet we could see the mountains. What's up with that? How's that work on a ball? I thought I was a crazy one. Let's use an analogy, right? If a pregnant lady takes her hand and rubs it over her stomach to the bottom side of her stomach, she can't see her hand anymore because the physical curve of her stomach blocked it. That's what the Earth has to do if it's a ball. Okay, it has to curve at a certain rate based on what size it is. It's called geometry, right? The supposed radius is 3,959 miles. The Earth has to curve at a certain rate based upon that. But it doesn't. We saw the skyline of Chicago from 60 miles away across Lake Michigan. Based on the globe Earth map, all of the buildings should have been blocked. We were actually just there. We went to go make the observation. It was really cloudy because of the Oregon fires. So we talked to a bunch of the locals. Like, how often do you see the Chicago skyline? Oh, you see it all the time. It's always there. You can always see it. I'm like, did you know you're not supposed to be able to see that if it's on a ball? So did that look like the real cities, or is it just a mirage? It looks real. You see it all the time. I didn't know that. Okay, so the fact is that the evidence for this is all around you. You just never looked at it because who cares? We're going to go to space. I want to be an astronaut. So anyway, we've seen mountains from 255 miles away. Based on the globe Earth map, the top of the mountain should have been blocked by 1 mile of Earth curvature, yet we could see the mountain. This is impossible. And by the way, I'm traveling the U.S. No one ever answers the question. They'll flip me off. They'll call me names and call me stupid. I encourage them all to come up here and debate, show how stupid the flat earther is. I offer them $100 to answer 3 questions about the globe Earth I'm so crazy for not believing in. But no one knows anything about the Earth. And that shit, if you're being honest, you should. Do you know how fast the Earth spins? Do you know what size it is? Every flat earther knows every question. Do you know how far away the moon is? Do you know how to test if it's a ball? Do you know what radius to curve at? So if you don't know anything about the globe Earth, how could you pretend someone was crazy for not believing in it when they know everything about it, right? That's like telling me you believe in the Bible, you just haven't read Genesis before. That's weird, bro. So anyway, that's why we offer the $100. No one ever wins the money, by the way. Very easy questions. The first question is, how many times does the Earth supposedly spin every day?
1.
1, that's right. Well, 1 is the answer, not a lot. The Earth is provably flat.
Oh, you're a moron.
See? And you know what life streams are? I just exposed you before your response. I'm a moron. My IQ says differently. I guess that doesn't count. Hey, why can't I see the mountains from 273 miles away? What? If the globe Earth map says you shouldn't see the mountains, there should be 3 miles of Earth. You can hear me. You're responding. You can't answer. You can't answer. You can't answer. So that makes me dumb? I must be a moron. This is what you get, gamma males. Tilt it a little bit towards them. The Earth is round. Hey, how did we see the mountains from 273 miles away if the globe Earth mass that should have been blocked by 3 miles of Earth curvature? He can't answer. No, I'm tilting the camera towards you.
Oh, okay.
Everyone can hear you. Everyone can hear me. You can't answer the question, can you? So is a quarter. Is a quarter a ball?
No, quarter's flat.
Okay. So you're saying the Earth's a sphere?
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the curvature?
Where?
Yeah. Where? Name where? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I see it.
You've seen the curvature of the Earth. I guess you need a Nobel Prize.
I watched a bunch of NASA videos last night.
Oh, so NASA, you watch NASA videos.
It was nuts.
Really? Really? Did you know NASA doesn't even claim to go past low Earth orbit? They say it's too dangerous. Did you know that?
George Bush did 9/11.
Not really. He just was in on it.
He did.
He was in on it.
It was an inside job.
Why can you see mountains from 273 miles away? How does that make me dumb? Do you know how to physically measure the Earth? Did you know the curvature of the Earth's never been observed or measured in the history of mankind?
So if you walk straight, that way what happens?
You keep walking straight.
You should go, the Earth should go that way.
Did you know it's impossible to walk straight? You have to navigate using a compass. You'll find that everything you bring up is not going to make you look good. You know? Okay, you can't walk off the Earth. There's something called the Antarctic Treaty. There's something called it. I'm not saying there's a quarter. I bet if you keep interrupting, it'll make you smart. Hey, if there's something called the 60th south latitude around you, it's called the Antarctic Treaty. Have you ever heard of it? Are you realizing that you guys don't know much about it? It's not a big deal. The government censors it.
The Earth is my hand.
Good one. Jeez Louise, this guy's crushing. Do you know what the Antarctic Treaty is? Did you know every major world superpower signed a treaty and said it's illegal for you to go outside of a circle they drew around you? It's called the Antarctic Treaty. Have you read it? Have you read it? It was signed in 1959. Every major world country. Yeah. Every major world superpower, that's correct. No, you did. No, they didn't. This is the intellectual giants we have defending the globe over here. Hey, so if it is real, then you'll admit that's kind of weird and you wouldn't know what the Earth is because they don't let you go past a certain distance.
What's your goal? What's your end goal?
You can't answer questions. You know how dumb do you know what the internet is?
No, it's fake. Who are you talking? I'm Ahmed.
I'm talking to the guys acting like they're real smart right here.
Hold on, Ahmed. Hold on. Who else are you talking
Whoever hears me. That's a cool story, bro. Oh man, do you guys know what gamma males are? You're gammas. Just so you know.
Is that your minion?
Anyway.
Is this your job?
Well, I travel the United States. I put my business on hold.
Oh, yeah. What's your business?
Doesn't matter. Hey, have you guys ever felt the Earth spinning?
When I'm really drunk.
Okay, right. And if you get really drunk and you lay down,
I can feel it just
right.
enough.
Say you get really drunk and it feels like the Earth's spinning when you lay down, you get the spins. What do you have to do to stop spinning?
Usually drink a lot of water.
No, you have to lay over and put your feet on the ground to stop spinning.
I try to sober up.
Jeez Louise. So the only time you can feel the Earth spin is when you're hammered. Thank you. Welcome to play.
So the Earth doesn't spin?
Did you know I debate aerospace engineers and you guys are acting like you guys are just dominating over here? Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is?
Who's that bad?
Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is?
Mumbling.
Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is? Okay, define it. You don't know what it is.
I'm just not going to tell you.
$100. $100 you don't.
You don't know what it is. Hold on, we can tell you.
I know exactly what it is. It's called the entropic law. You don't know anything about it. Okay, so systems seek spontaneous equilibrium, right? It's called entropy. Entropy will increase. So high pressure goes to low pressure, heat goes to cold. How do you have gas pressure sitting next to a near perfect vacuum, but the second law says it'll fill? What's your answer? All right, this guy's just a game. I'm ignoring him. It's just good content, though, to be honest. But they can't hear him sound like a moron, you know?
Gonna go on YouTube?
Yeah, it's already live streaming.
Let's go, baby!
Yeah, come up real close so everyone can see how cool you are.
What's he called?
Witsit gets it.
What's
I'll give you a business card.
How many viewers you got online right now, live?
Probably a couple hundred.
You got like a solid 4. Wait, what's your YouTube?
Witsit gets it. WITSIT gets it.
Oh, so is your shirt, is that about the Earth?
It's about truth.
So you think that you just get lied to about the Earth being flat?
Do you know that you can go prove it?
Why do you get lied to about?
Why? That's your question. Why? Okay, check this out. I'll answer why, but check this out. Say you had a girlfriend, right? I know it's purely hypothetical, I'm guessing, but say you had a girlfriend, and I walked up to you with my iPhone. Okay, well, she's on a. Okay. Well, okay. So if I came to you with an iPhone and I said, I got some bad news, bro, your wife's cheating on you. I got a video of her with some other dude. Would you say, yeah, but I can't talk about it, YouTube will kick me off. That's how free of a country this is. Would you say, I'm not looking at that video, she would never cheat. So until you tell me why she lied, I'm not gonna look at it, or you look at no, it's not a bad example. You look at the evidence and find out if they lied. This is bad, and he's leading younger guys into like listening to him. This is what's so sad. So anyway, the motivation for lying is independent of if they lied. Did you know that? Oh my gosh. This is what the world's come to. Can't talk about that. Alright, anyway. So, hey, did you know NASA gets $60 million a day? Did you know that NASA worked with Nazis? I watched NASA videos last night. Did you know they worked with Nazis called Operation Paperclip? It's declassified. So you're just you're a slave, bro. What? You're a brainwashed slave, bro. We stopped caring. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care if my children don't have freedom and grow up in a slave state. Who cares? You guys look young, by the way. You're not going to know what freedom is in about 5 years. Think adults like that. Anyway, and if you stop caring and stop interrupting. In a world where people get triggered, the Earth's not a spinning ball. Okay, so anyway, you can physically measure the surface of the Earth and prove it's not curving. Every major world superpower signed a treaty, and they drew a circle around you and said you can't leave it. Every major world superpower. I thought that China and us were enemies. Apparently not when it comes to treaties about where the peasants are allowed to travel. So anyway. So you don't feel like the Earth is spinning because it's not spinning. The Earth always looks flat because it's flat. That's why the horizon's always horizontal. That's what the word horizon means. You can physically measure the Earth. It's not curving. It has to curve at a certain rate and block your view. So you're the center of everything. That means the Earth is the center of everything that exists. The Earth is in the center of everything that exists. That means it was created for you. That means you're very special. The Creator made you and loves you. You have a spirit. You're not some random speck of dust. You didn't come from apes. That's called pseudoscience. There's geocentric. Most people, whenever they can't answer any of the questions like those guys, they're just like, why would they even lie? What's it matter? Because it literally hid the Creator. They get $60 million a day at NASA. They're hiding land that they don't let you privately explore. Why would they not lie? When does the government tell the truth? I guess it's just not Vietnam or 9/11. They just decided to lie about those things. Weapons of mass destruction, I mean, never mind. We're just going to stay over there anyway. The government always lies. NASA worked with Nazis in 1969 to supposedly go to the moon. They said they can't go back. It was a fake little movie filmed in black and white. You can't go to the moon. That's why they haven't been back 50 years later as we give them $60 million a day. And the official story is we destroy the technology and it's a painful process to build it back. You destroyed the technology of the biggest accomplishment in mankind history and you can't replicate it in 2021? Hey, did you guys know the moon landing was fake? And that's when we supposedly took a picture of the Earth from space being a ball? But it was fake. Did you know NASA admits the pictures you see now are just cartoons? They're not real pictures, they're just computer generated. Have you ever heard of the blue marble? It's actually not a real picture. So why can't we get real pictures of the Earth from space in 2021? I thought I was crazy. Do you guys know there is no such thing as a picture of the Earth that's real? Being a ball in space, that doesn't exist. So this is getting awkward. Did you know there's thousands of pictures of the Earth being flat everywhere? Interesting. Now you guys know they lied. And they worked with Nazis to lie to you. We'll go with the mainstream narrative about Nazis. SS officer Werner von Braun, which is pronounced with a W because it's German. Werner von Braun, he actually is the one that supposedly took us to the moon. He also put Psalms 19:1 on his tombstone, which says that the firmament shows the handiwork of the Creator. Firmament in Hebrew is rakia, strong as bronze, beaten out strong as bronze. It separates the heavenly waters from the earthly waters. It's spread out like a tent, and we're grasshoppers inhabitants within it. So why did the person that supposedly took us to the moon leave a Bible verse on his tombstone that says you can't go to space? Interesting. He let the secret out on his deathbed, and he knew most people wouldn't put it together. The same psychopathic Nazi, he also wrote a science fiction book in the 50s where the main character's title is Elon. And in the book, Elon supposedly takes everyone to Mars. In the 50s. You ever heard of Elon Musk supposedly about to take us to Mars? I guess the Nazi was a prophet. So basically they just write science fiction books and troll you. I guess we can't go back to the moon because we're fresh out of Nazis. Dang, we need some Nazis. It's the only way we'll ever get back to the moon. Operation Paperclip is declassified. They brought Nazis over here, they took us to the moon. They said they can't go back to the moon in 2021. Why can't they go back? Did you know they supposedly brought moon rocks back and gave them to different governments, and one of the governments was Holland, and Holland tested the moon rocks and they were actually petrified wood. I think if you went to the moon and had moon rocks, you probably wouldn't have to bring back fake ones. That's kind of weird. You can verify all of this. Did you know they said they just lost all the telemetry data that would prove it? They accidentally lost it or recorded over it. Oh, just another coincidence. You know, one of the astronauts, the reason I honed in on the moon landing, because if they lied about that, it changes everything. You can't trust anything that they say, and there goes your real picture of Earth being a ball from the 60s. Did you guys think they went to the moon? They didn't. Now you know. It was a little studio film, don't worry. Did you know that the guy that was supposed to go to the moon, he came out the year before and said, we'll never go to the moon. Hopefully you guys can hear me over there too. He said, we'll never go to the moon. We can't even communicate in our own buildings. We can't even get to low Earth orbit. We'll never get to the moon. He then hung a lemon on the module that was supposed to go, and then he randomly exploded in a routine checking of wires on NASA's facilities right after that. Then they replaced him, miraculously went to the moon in 1969, the next year, after they couldn't get to low Earth orbit before that. What a cool story. And then they went 238,000 miles away, landed on a rock that spins but just looks like it's always still, then called the president from a landline. Take the jet. Call the president from a landline from 250,000 miles away with no delay. I'm trying to see if I can find the video of Buzz Aldrin telling you it's all fake. Maybe you'll listen to him. There's an interview with Buzz Aldrin. He says that the host is talking about, I remember when I was young, we watched you land on the moon. He's like, no, you didn't. This is Buzz Aldrin. He says, no, you didn't. You watched an animation. There was no one on the moon there already to record it. This is on national TV. No, you didn't. It was an animation. And then he says, you just heard me talking. And then he turns around and says, pretty good lie, though. Uh-oh. What's up with that? Why does Buzz Aldrin say we didn't actually go and it was just an animation? Interesting. Did you guys know that in 1945, the U.S. government brought Nazis over here in Operation Paperclip, and it's called that because they put paperclips in different folders to pick out the Nazi scientists and officers they were going to bring over here. And then the very next year, in 1946, they did Operation High Jump. All of this is declassified, so you should research it. 1946, Operation High Jump, they researched and explored the Antarctic region. Operation High Jump, it was led by Admiral Byrd, a well-decorated admiral for the U.S. military. Admiral Byrd came on national television in 1954 and said, it's astonishing to me there's an area as big as the continental U.S. on the other side of Antarctica that no one knows about and has tons of resources and remains unexplored. He then mysteriously died 3 years later from heart complications after being a very healthy admiral in the military at a young age. 1957. Then in 1958, they founded NASA. And then in 1959, the next year, they signed the Antarctic Treaty, which said it's illegal for us to go explore where they had just explored in Operation High Jump, and it's the longest lasting peace treaty in modern history. It's not even up for review till 2040. China's agreed to it, Russia's agreed to it, the US has agreed to it, you name it. All these enemies have agreed. So on the ball, Antarctica's an ice cap on the bottom of the ball. On the flat Earth, this little circle they drew around you is called the 60th South latitude. It's a circle around you, not on the bottom of a ball. They drew a circle around you and said you can't leave it. It's illegal. You can't privately explore past there. You'll be intercepted by the world's militaries. People have tried. So you can't go explore it. What's up with that? What did they go find that they then decided to hide from everybody? That's interesting. Right after they signed this treaty, 1961, JFK came out and said, we're going to go to the moon in 8 years. We're going to be the first country to go to the moon, and we're going to do it in 8 years. In 1962, Operation Fishbowl of Dominic, which means of the Lord, Operation Fishbowl of the Lord, the U.S. military shot missiles up at high altitudes that exploded, mapping out the firmament over top of you. All this is declassified. All you have to do is read it. The military did it. Operation Fishbowl in 1962, right after JFK said we're going to go to the moon. So maybe they really thought they could go to the moon. I don't know. Then they found out, uh-oh, you can't even shoot missiles up there. So there you go. Then you fast forward. JFK gets assassinated, and then in 1968, Space Odyssey comes out. 2001, Space Odyssey, about a moon landing. Won Film of the Year. Brainwashed the whole entire United States public about how moon landings are a real thing. And then in 1969, supposedly went to the moon. After the guy that was supposed to go said it's impossible. We're never going to make it to the moon. We can't communicate in our own buildings. And then their official story to this day is that they destroyed the technology that got us there and they cannot replicate it yet. Don Pettit, world-renowned astronaut, verbatim quote, "I would go back to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we destroyed that technology and it's a painful process to build it back." I thought I was the conspiracy theorist. You guys think they can't replicate technology from the 60s? What a cool story. They lied. And they're lying to children. And so when you hand your children over to the state for them to teach them, you know what they tell them? That they're on this tiny speck of dust in this ever-expanding universe where everything's thousands of light years away and everything came from nothing. And that lightning struck primordial soup and rocks turned into fish that grew some feet, jumped out the water, was like, this water's whack, turned into rodents, turned into apes, turned into humans. There's nothing special about them. Much love, guys. That's what they tell them. There's nothing special about you. You're just an animal lost in space that could get hit by an asteroid and die at any point in time. They're lying to children. They're telling children that they're insignificant. They're telling children that they can't trust their senses. I know you don't feel like you're spinning, but you're actually spinning 1,000 miles per hour. Trust us. Whenever you see the horizons horizontal, which is where the word came from, no, it's actually curving. You can't trust your senses. Just turn to the authority, little one. They walk out brainwashed, thinking that they're insignificant. Did you know that evolution is not even agreed upon theory? Has literally no scientific evidence whatsoever. The 4 billion years, the billions years are literally just made up timelines, right? That's it. And did you know why they say that these lights are so far away? They say thousands of light. They didn't go measure stars thousands of light years away. They have to be that far away for it to be possible the Earth's a spinning ball, because the sky does the same thing every year, and we don't see it change. Which means they have to be so far away you wouldn't see them change until a long period of time. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. And I know when you first hear it, you don't know much about it. You're inclined to go Google how we know the Earth's not flat. You know? Did you know that the government censors flat Earth? They censor flat Earth. So when you Google, you'll get a whole bunch of misinformation, which, I mean, we could refute every single thing you read. But if you're not honest about it, and you just read that at face value, then you can leave thinking it's still a ball and try to convince yourself. But anyway, you can actually prove what the Earth is. This is one of the biggest lies in the history of mankind. They drew a circle around you and told you you're not allowed to leave it. They told the slaves to stay in a circle, okay? You know why it works so well? The slaves don't even know the circle exists. They've never even heard of the Antarctic Treaty. Much less read it. Much less gone out and tested the surface of the Earth. No. All I have to do is go watch TV. Duh. Did you know that the mainstream news is run by the CIA? It's called Operation Mockingbird Declassified. Not so crazy now, huh? Guess that laughter was a little preemptive, wasn't it? Oh, I'm still gonna laugh, but I've never read Operation Mockingbird before. Have you ever read Operation Mockingbird? 600-page document that says that they took over the news. When a CIA representative was asked about it in Congress, he said, wait, are you saying that the news anchors are CIA agents? He said, we need to continue this conversation behind closed doors. So you're like, that can't be true, it's not on the news, and you're literally looking to the same source that lied to you about all of it. The government always lies. The same government that put fluoride in your water, they say that it was for your teeth, and it's literally a neurotoxin. It's also an ingredient in rat poison. What's up with that? It's been linked to adverse health side effects. They put it all in your water. There's an argument that it makes you docile. Yeah, the same government that put fluoride in your water and lied about 9/11 and lied about the Vietnam War. Did you guys know that they've come out and admitted they lied about the Vietnam War? So what happened? I know a lot of you guys weren't there. I wasn't there. So everyone was protesting the Vietnam War. Like, many people in the United States did not want to go to war with Vietnam. They were protesting. Okay? So what they had to do is come up with some story that would get everyone on the side of going to war. So they said that Vietnam attacked our ship in something called the Gulf of Tonkin. That's what started the Vietnam War officially, right? That's what started our intervention, the Gulf of Tonkin. The U.S. military has since come out and admitted, well, Vietnam didn't actually attack our ship. We attacked our own ship, tried to make it look like it was Vietnam so we could go to war with them. And they lied to the entire United States about it. Sounds like a trustworthy group of people. NASA means to deceive in Hebrew. They worked with Nazis, claim they went to the moon. It's a lie. You can't go to the moon. So there you go. You can measure the surface of the Earth. You can literally prove that they lied. So all they have to do nowadays is attach a stigma to something. So if I come out here on the mic and I'm like, did you guys know the Earth's flat? Everyone laughs, calls me stupid, and they're like, this white boy's tripping. but no one actually researches it. No one knows anything about it. All you gotta do is say I'm stupid, and that means you're right. So that's a cool story. So we all once thought the Earth was a globe. We just actually researched it. That's the difference. It's no big deal. We're all on the same team. Well, this is why this is important, okay? They'll brainwash you with the news that's run by the CIA, Operation Mockingbird, every day. They'll tell you to get scared. Oh man, the air's gonna kill you. Just 2 weeks, a year and a half, the air's gonna kill you. Oh, China's gonna try to fight us. Oh, be scared, be scared, be scared. Did you know all the governments work together though? It's called the Antarctic Treaty. So no, it's not Russia versus China versus the United States. It's government versus people. And they're building a new world order right in front of you, and you guys don't realize it. That's why we're traveling the entire United States. We're trying to wake you up before your children no longer have freedom.
Chris, can you keep an eye on this camera, man?
Bluetooth connected.
So it's on the back of your dollar, New World Order. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're building a New World Order. They drew a circle around you. It's called the Antarctic Treaty, and they don't let anyone leave it. And all the countries work together, and now they're starting to roll out their New World Order. So what they have to do is they have to break down the current infrastructure. They have to, print trillions of dollars where it came from nothing, so the dollar collapses, because they have to replace the system. They have to get you used to curfews and lockdowns and the government knowing your medical information and being able to track you. And you guys are still walking around wearing what they tell you to. Why is everyone wearing masks? Did something happen? What happened? Are we all going in for surgery? This is weird. 2 weeks, bro. So it shows that every major world country has lied to you. It's one of the biggest lies ever. It also comes with a huge implication. A lot of you people think you're atheists, whatever that is. Well, the Earth is geocentric. Okay, because it doesn't move, and the sky resets for all recorded history around the North Pole star called Polaris, which is in the center of the sky. That's directly over the center of the Earth, so it resets for all recorded history. It's been the same forever. So it shows you the sky's effectively a clock that moves over top of us, resetting every year. We have 77 constellations. They're constant, okay? And the North Pole star is right over the North Pole. The Earth's the center of everything. It's very special. It has equal dispersal in all directions with the background radiation. Okay, the Earth is the center of everything. So if the Earth is the center of everything that we see and everything that exists, how did it get there? If the Earth's the center of everything that exists, how did it get there? It had to be created. There's not a scientifically viable option outside of that. Now you guys think that we're a tiny speck of dust in this ever-expanding universe of nothingness, and we're spinning around the sun and wobbling. We're on a 66.6 degree tilt going 66,600 miles per hour using gravity discovered in 1666 and blah, blah, blah. A bunch of 666s there, probably a coincidence. You guys think you're lost in space, about to get hit by an asteroid. That's what killed the dinosaurs. Another pseudoscientific story, by the way. Once you find out this reality, it changes everything. There's a creator. Well, they're hiding the creator. That's what this really all comes down to. This is a spiritual war. Okay, they hate the creator. And they definitely don't want you to know that you have a spirit, because if you know that you have a spirit, that means you answer to the creator, not to the government. The government doesn't give you curfews. I'm not 10 years old. They don't give you lockdowns and curfews and tell you what you're allowed to wear and that you can't breathe oxygen and what you have to take. But you guys don't even know there's a creator. You guys think you came from apes. You don't even know you have a spirit. Did you know science can explain intuition or memories? Did you know you have light inside your body? So you have a spirit. You're very powerful. You can even manifest things. You should Google cymatics. C-Y-M-A-T-I-C-S. Okay, so frequencies can actually change the molecular structure of things. We're very powerful. But they lied to you and they told you that you're insignificant. They're telling children that they're just animals and there's nothing special about them. Oh, and here's 157 genders. Yeah, let's just brainwash the children so they walk around confused and think that they're an animal and that nothing matters about them and they're not special. So this is why you need to stand up for your children, even if you want to convince yourself it's not that important because it's uncomfortable truth. I get it. It's uncomfortable for me too, guys. I get death threats. I couldn't accept a 6-figure job offer because I wouldn't stop talking about this publicly. But sometimes you have to stand up for what's right, even if it's not easy. What's up with everyone being so weak? The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. Stand up for yourself. Don't care what everyone else thinks. I'll have people come up to me and they're like, everyone thinks you're a ball. I guess everyone's wrong. Well, everyone in America, I guess, used to be cool with slavery for a while. I think slavery was still wrong. It's called to appeal to majority. No one cares what everyone thinks. Think for yourself. You were created. You have a spirit. It's a huge, huge lot. You're special. The Creator loves you. You're individual. You have a spirit. You have a resonance that science can't explain. You didn't come from apes. That's just a fairy tale. So you should get right with the Creator. I think if a lot of you guys were right with the Creator, you probably wouldn't have walked around scared for the last year and a half, thinking the air is going to kill you when it's actually what keeps you alive. And here's the truth. The scriptures are literally true. And, you know, religion has really tainted it, and they changed the main character's name, and they changed his supposed birthday when it seems to be much closer to September 11th. I don't know if you've ever heard of that number. Okay, and he tells you everything that's going to happen. The scriptures tell you everything. It's been drastically changed and altered. They've left out some books. There's 66 of them in the canon. They've changed all the words in English, come up with 20 different English translations. There's all kinds of religions with churches on every building. Here's another one right here on every corner. You got churches. On Sun Worship Day, they go in there, they give tithes to a building that gave their authority to the government to be tax exempt. Then people write off their taxes. They write off their tithing on their taxes. Did you know you're supposed to actually just give to the less fortunate, like the orphans and widows, yourself? Going in some stupid building's not going to save you. That's called religion. Yeshua, who people call Jesus, he hated religion. So religion sucks. Don't follow men. Religion definitely sucks. Okay, but what you need to do is realize the Creator loves you, and you can have a personal relationship with Him if you humble yourself and you talk to Him. But everyone wants to think they know everything, bro. It's much easier to not have a Creator, because then you get to do whatever you want to. There's no moral accountability. I can do whatever I want. So there you go. You can take that or leave it. I happen to know the scriptures are literally true, the most historically accurate compilation that exists. Yeshua is the most historically accurate figure that exists. It's the most attacked thing in the history of mankind. They did not change the main character's name of any other religion, did they? No. Why'd they change his name? Why'd they change his birthday? Why'd they tell you he was born on December 25th when he was actually apparently born on 9/11? Why'd they do one of the biggest domestic attacks on American soil ever as a ritual on his birthday? Why do they make you call 911 whenever you supposedly have something bad happen? Because they've associated 9/11 with trauma. It's the biggest attack ever. Yeshua was very real. Okay, so you can take it or leave it. If you think he didn't exist, then you're way behind. Because Alexander the Great didn't exist. But anyway, there you go. That's not really my approach, because people check out as soon as they hear about the scriptures. As soon as they hear about it, they think they already know everything. So it is what it is. Hopefully I'll plant the seed to someone that needs to hear it, but the Creator loves you. You don't need to follow men to figure it out. Men ruin everything. Men in suits that make stuff up. Did you know that majority of pastors are addicted to porn? I don't make a habit of listening to people that can't keep themselves straight as they pretend they're righteous and don't read the scriptures. So there you go. Think for yourself. Pray for yourself. We're all supposed to meet with like-minded people. Today is Shabbat. Right? What people call a Sabbath. It's not Sunday. They worship the sun. They worship the sun. That's why they told you that you're on a heliocentric model. Helios, sun god. Google the Statue of Liberty and then Google Helios and see if they're identical. Who's crazy now? What's so funny about that? Did you know the Statue of Liberty is identical to a Helios statue? Did you know that all Masons write in their literature that they're sun worshippers? Did you know that those are trillionaires that run almost every major corporation? Oh, no big deal. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go post a pic for the gram. Nothing matters. I heard Drizzy's about to drop a new album. Who cares? So anyway, they're sun worshippers. They told you that you're going around the sun. Okay, you can't be a 33rd degree Mason unless you know the earth is flat. Literally. They write about it in their literature. They just know the average person will never read it. Most Masons don't even know that. They don't even read the library. They have access to the library, but they don't read it. The G in the symbol stands for geometria, measurement of Earth. And that's why there's a square and a compass. That's how you measure a flat Earth. 33 degrees represent a lot of stuff. You have 33 vertebrae. right? A compass uses 32 degrees. The missing 33rd degree is the center. Did you know it's also illegal for you to go within 500 miles of each direction of the center of the Earth? Oh, probably another coincidence. Did you guys know the deepest hole ever dug on Earth is 7.8 miles? You can't go further than that. How would they? They don't know anything about what's down below that. And the Glover's predictions were wrong the whole 8 miles. They are lying to you. Okay, you also have to know you're a Luciferian to be a 33rd degree Mason. Luciferian, you heard of Lucifer? Okay, well then you've heard of the number 666 probably. Well, let's see how many times the globe Earth that they lied to you about, if they're not allowed to believe in it even. You can't be an atheist or think the Earth's a globe to be a 33rd degree. Okay? Let's see how many times 666 is in the model. Supposedly the circumference of the Earth in nautical miles is 21,600. That's 6 times 6 times 600. Supposedly the North and South Arctic circles are at 66.6 degrees latitude. Supposedly we have a 0.666 feet per mile square curvature rate. Supposedly we're on a 66.6 degree tilt while we go around the sun 66,600 miles per hour, utilizing gravity discovered in 1666. These are all coincidences. You call me a conspiracy theorist, but you're a coincidence theorist. You cannot have repetitive coincidence. That's oxymoronic. Those are antithetical, opposite, antonyms. Repetitive coincidence. Oh, 666 is just all in all the crucial metrics of this globe Earth that's not provable, and you can't find any scientific evidence for it. And we have to blindly believe the government went to space in 1969 to prove it, but the government would never lie. That NASA's the one governmental agency that didn't lie to us. It's getting weird, bro. What a coincidence they worked with Nazis, and this Nazi wrote a science fiction book in the 50s that predicted someone named Elon would take you to Mars. 70 years before Elon Musk. What's up with that? Well, just another coincidence. You were lied to about where you live. And you need to wake up for your children's sake because it's starting to get real now. They signed a treaty, drew a circle around you, you're in a playpen effectively. You're not allowed to leave it. You ever seen the Hunger Games? Okay, and now they're giving you curfews and lockdowns and not letting you leave the house. Wake up for your children's sake, man. Because whenever they like, hey, mommy and daddy, where were you whenever the world was taking over? I was posting a pic for the gram. I was on Snapchat. All right, that's not going to help get their freedom back. I think it's about to rain. Maybe we're supposed to wrap it up. And also, just so you guys know, they're conditioning you for the mark of the beast. Literally, right in front of your face, and none of you guys even put it together. So there's a prophecy from like thousands of years ago, you know, and it says that in the end, they'll try to build a one world government, and that they'll rush out a mark that identifies you to buy, sell, or trade, and that you can't do it without the mark, and that it'll be on your wrist and forehead. What a coincidence that starting a year and a half ago, the whole world shut down the same day and all agreed on the rules together like a one world government and made you wear a mask one letter away from mark to identify yourself to buy, sell, and trade, and you guys walk into stores like robots getting scanned on your wrist and forehead. You guys didn't recognize you're being conditioned for the mark of the beast. You now know to walk into a store and get scanned on your forehead like a robot. They scanned your wrist and forehead, bro. Here comes a digital tracking system, and they will scan you. And you'll have a QR code on your phone and an app that tracks you. And you'll be like, oh, that crazy white boy out here was trying to wake me up. He was actually right, and it's going to be too late. Much love, guys. I'm just trying to wake you up before it's too late. They cannot pull this off without our compliance. They're getting you ready for the mark of the beast. A one-world, digital, updated infrastructure. That's why they rolled out these towers everywhere and put them every few feet. You guys ever heard of facial recognition system? I went to New York City. It was insane. So many cameras. You know why they tell you to stay 6 feet apart? Because facial recognition system works a lot better when people are 6 feet apart. Probably another coincidence. You guys are watching the updated infrastructure to a technological one world order and don't even realize it because they put you in a state of fear, and most of you guys just walk around into your 9 to 5. That's how they got us. 9 to 5, paid bills. Turn up twice a week. Go to the club. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. None of you guys have even thought of any of this. I can't get too specific about what's going on. I kicked off YouTube. What a free country. I can't read medical journals word for word. I'll get kicked off YouTube. I can't read a medical journal. I can't play a doctor talking. I'll get kicked off YouTube. You guys should wake up. You should wake up before it's too late. Hey, are you guys used to walking into stores and getting skin on your wrist and forehead like robots? Be a good slave. Wear your mask like a good slave. Get skin on your wrist and forehead. They're conditioning you for the mark, bro. It's a prophecy from thousands of years ago, and you guys didn't even realize what's going on. You're now used to being scanned on your wrist and forehead, identifying yourself with a mask to buy, sell, and trade. As the whole world shut down, now they're talking about a digital tracking system. You guys just gonna sleepwalk into the New World Order? No big deal. I just gotta see how many followers I got on the gram. You know, small waist, pretty face with a big bang. You guys gotta think about it, dude. There's more important things in the world, like passing on freedom to the younger generation. Stop being selfish. I see so many people that have children, and it's like, does none of this resonate with you? Do you realize that your child isn't going to have freedom when they grow up? You don't realize that? Because you got to have freedom. And if we don't stand up for the children right now, we will not have freedom anymore. Do you not care about the children? Oh, I got to be free. Who cares about the children? Because now they think lockdowns and curfews are a normal thing. That's why they're doing it. So in 10 years, everyone's going to think lockdown's normal. We're not. We don't have lockdowns, bro. This isn't a prison. You guys don't realize they're literally making the United States a prison? You don't realize that? They're going to roll out a digital tracking system. They're going to put towers all over the place so they can use facial recognition system. You're going to have to identify yourself to buy, sell, and trade. They're going to be able to scan you from a distance. They're going to continue to scan your wrist and forehead, which is why they've done it for the last year and a half and got you ready and conditioned to do it, right? They're going to clamp down on anyone that speaks out against the system. They're going to make sure that if you don't take this identifier, you're not allowed to buy, sell, or trade. They're going to weed out anyone in opposition to the New World Order. It's on the back of your dollar, in Latin, New World Order. It's literally on the back of your dollar. He says, in God we trust. Did you know God is a Babylonian deity for fortune and luck? Babylonian deity for fortune and luck. That's why it's on the back of the dollar. Fortune, dollar. And then right underneath it, by the all-seeing eye, on top of the pyramid, it says, favors our undertakings, New World Order. Who favors the undertakings? The Babylonian deity of God favors their undertakings of a New World Order. It's been on the back of your $1 bill the whole time. They put it on the $1 bill because everyone's touched a $1 bill. Everyone. Everyone's seen the lowest denomination. That's why they put it on the one. So it's called the natural law. When they show you what they're doing and you choose to still comply with it, they think they don't get repercussions for it. Natural law of attraction. They've convinced you to be cool with what's going on and no one even knows what's happening. So no, I can't say specific words. I'll get kicked off YouTube. Don't take what they give you. Should have maybe learned from, I don't know, the Tuskegee experiment, where they literally targeted the African American community and killed them. Maybe we should have learned from that with injections. The Tuskegee experiment. Because people just watch the mainstream media every single day. That's why they didn't learn. They think that the news is here to help them. When the CIA has come out and admitted that they run the news. It's called Operation Mockingbird since 1972. The CIA runs the news. When you watch news anchors, you're watching CIA agents. It's called Operation Mockingbird. They said that it's so that they can control the public narrative for national security purposes. And whenever the CIA representative was asked, wait, are you saying the news anchors are CIA agents? He said, we need to talk about this behind closed doors. So that's why no one's waking up, because they've never heard of the Tuskegee experiment. They've never read Operation Mockingbird. They've never even thought about testing the surface of the earth and finding out they lied about that. They've never even noticed what it says on the back of their dollar bill. They've never read declassified documents about Gulf of Tonkin or about 9/11. They've never done anything, right? They just watch TikTok or Snapchat or CNN or Fox News. That's why. That's why it exists. It's called Mockingbird. They're mocking you. So they lie in the news and they put the truth in TV and movies. Right? And that's why, like, normally when I tell the truth, I can't even come out and just speak the truth anymore. People think it's so crazy. Like, if I just hit you straight brazen and blunt with the truth, you guys would immediately clock out, right? They lied about the earth. It's not a spinning ball. It's actually flat. It doesn't move. There's a firmament over top of you. The sky resets for all recorded history. The U.S. military drew a circle around you after exploring Antarctica and said you're not allowed to leave that circle. It's called the Antarctic Treaty. Every country in the world's agreed on it. They know it's a firmament. It's been placed right in front of you the whole time. You ever seen the Truman Show with Jim Carrey? He thinks he lives on a ball, but he's actually in a dome, and they're watching him like a sitcom. You ever seen the Disney Channel logo where they draw the firmament and the Tower of Babel goes through it? You guys ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones? donated under a pseudonym, which means a fake name, R.C. Christian, and it's about a new world order. Made these be guidestones to an age of new reason, and the first rule is maintain humanity under a population of 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Costs like $1 million to build it, but no one knows who built it. And it's all about Babylon, 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 Babylon. That's why it's in the Disney logo. They love the Tower of Babel. Also, one of the rules for the New World Order is to unite the world with a single new living language. They're trying to make one language for everyone. How's that work? Probably some technological intervention. Maybe it'll be some type of telepathy or something. All you have to do is take the mark. You get everything. How do you get under 500 million if we have 8 billion people on the earth? Maybe the last year and a half should make a little more sense, huh? They got to get to 500 million, but there's 8 billion. Georgia Guidestones. Wouldn't work if the Earth's a spinning ball, by the way, right? So it has a horizontal slot in the top, right, which actually lines up with the sun at noon every day. It's a clock. It has a horizontal slot in the center pillar, and it lines up with the solstices, so you know what time of the year it is, the calendar. And it has a 24-inch diagonal hole cut towards Polaris, the North Pole Star, and it stays in there day after day, night after night for all recorded history. That Polaris is going to be exactly there, and that's how you know what north is. It's a compass. So they put it out in front of everyone. This wouldn't work if the Earth's spinning. Compass, clock, calendar. Cost $1 million to build it. Here's all the major world religions for our New World Order. We put them in all major world religions, 10 of them, a knock-up of the commandments, effectively. And the very top of the guidestone, and I've actually went and documented this twice, and did a time lapse, proving Polaris is directly in the center, right? Okay, and it actually is in Babylonian cuneiform. So they want to go back to rebuild Babel. Have you ever heard of the Tower of Babylon, where they built a tower, and then the creator had to intervene and confound their languages so they couldn't do it. And that's what the Georgia Guidestones is about, literally. How it broke up into different languages, and they want to go back to one language, one world order, one civilization. They want to rebuild Babylon, and they're doing it right now in front of you, and no one knows what's going on. Because they've given you fluoride, they made you eat GMOs, they made you watch sports teams and argue about it. They've given you all kinds of poisonous chemicals from the time you're like 2. I can't even get specific with that. What a free country. Can't even say certain words. Did you guys know the First Amendment doesn't have stipulations? Did you know it's not unless we don't like what you say? The ability to critique the establishment is literally the cornerstone of freedom. So whether you agree or disagree with what I have to say, you should agree with my right to say it. Well, the government doesn't agree. The government came out and admitted they censor flat earth. The government will work with Facebook and YouTube to censor me if I even say the V word. I can't even say the word. What a free country. I can't read a medical journal. It's because I'm telling you the truth. I don't make money doing this. I do this for people. I go around the United States and put my business on hold to do it. It's not about me. Tons of us are trying to do it. We can't use the internet anymore. They're censoring us and kicking us off. I've been censored on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Venmo, PayPal. You guys want to tell me why I got censored on PayPal? Because I don't even cuss and I say the Earth's flat? What a cool story. Oh, kick him off PayPal. It's so dangerous. He says the Earth's flat and that the creator loves him. Better get rid of this guy. What an extremist. You know why it's dangerous? Because it shows they all lied. You guys are all arguing about China and Russia and the United States. It's government versus people. You guys are arguing about race. There's one race. It's called the human race. I don't change race throughout the summer. That's dumb. Okay? We have different... Get over it. But if you argue about race and you argue about politics, even though every single U.S. president's related and tracks back to English royalty. Every U.S. president was related and tracks back to English royalty. Even Obama. So wow, every 4 years we get to pick someone out of the family reunion. But you argue about race, and you argue about politics, you argue about other countries, and if they're going to kill us. And you never realize that it's government versus people. They're building a new world order, and they're taking your rights away. Don't worry, we have equality of slavery. The earth is flat, yay! Trust me, I get it. When you first hear the earth is flat, you think it sounds crazy. I thought it was the craziest thing I've ever heard, bro. But I had to swallow my pride, and I just researched it. I'm like, I'll just prove the Earth's a globe. We got pictures of the Earth from space. Then you find out the supposed real picture of the Earth from space is all the way back in 1972 from the moon missions. And then you find out that they lied about that, which I actually already knew at that time. I'm like, this is getting weird, but there's got to be more pictures. There's no way. I mean, it's the 21st century. No, they're cartoons. They admit they can't go past low Earth orbit, it's too dangerous. They can't replicate the technology to get them there again. So they did it in the 60s, but they can't do it now. So they can't get far enough away to take a full picture. So they take computer-generated images, composite images, they bring artists in. The blue marble, everyone was shown the blue marble, then gets a real picture of the Earth from space. Google blue marble. You're gonna be like, oh, see, that's the picture of the Earth from space we all saw. Well, if you go to NASA.gov, they say that's not a real picture. And then they take high-altitude pictures, stitch it together on a flat map, wrap it around the sphere, bring an artist in to do an artist rendition to match what the observer expects it to look like. Robert Simmons is the artist's name, and he's quoted as saying, of course it's photoshopped, it has to be. So they copy and paste clouds in, they paint it, they put together pictures, and then they wrap it around the ball. There is no ball until they wrap it around an assumed theoretical fairy tale ball. Water doesn't bend. You know that it's called sea level for a reason. You know we put fluid in levels because it always finds its level. How is 70% of the surface of the earth water that's level on a ball? Did you know there's $1 million reward to anyone that can show water bending convexly around the outside of a sphere that spins? $1 million to anyone that can do it. Did you know that flat earth's been taken to court because someone offered a $10,000 reward and someone thought they could prove the earth's a ball? And that the court ruled on behalf of flat earth that there is no evidence of the globe earth 2 different times? But that wasn't on CNN, so it can't be real. Of course CNN didn't cover it. Did you know that there is $1 million reward to prove water can bend around the outside of a ball and stick to it as it spins? It can't. It's called fluid statics. Did you know that you can't have pressure sitting next to a vacuum? It's called the second law of thermodynamics. The pressure will instantaneously fill the vacuum. High pressure goes to low pressure. When I have a soda, it has high pressure. It's carbonated. That's why it's fresh. And I open it up, it goes psh. It equalizes instantaneously to the lower pressure around it. That's called the second law of thermodynamics. It's a natural law, not a theory. It happens always, forever, not debatable. Not what we came up with, natural law. How can you have a pressurized system sitting next to a near-perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr without the pressure filling the vacuum? By the way, the astrophysics professors I debate can't answer that question. I can't. And whenever no one here can answer the question, they have an engineer to just say a word. Oh, I'll take another one. Just say gravity. If you can't answer this guy's questions, just say gravity. It's effectively like the God, right? It's like when you have an unanswerable question, you say gravity. Well, check this out. No one here knows what gravity is, and if I ask you to define it, most people might say, if we're lucky, they'll say mass attracting mass. That is over 100 years outdated. Mass attracting mass is not even what it's called anymore because it fell apart, it didn't work. So they call it the theory of relativity, that gravity is the effect of the bending and warping of space-time. It's called the theory of relativity, which I've read and debated physicists about it, and they admit it has tons of holes, it doesn't work, it's just a theory, we have no evidence, we can't isolate it. So then what people do is they drop something, they're like, oh, well, you're going to tell me that's not gravity? You're going to tell me gravity doesn't just, they'll drop something. When you drop something, it's more dense in the air. This paper is more dense in the air, so it falls down, right? If I drop a helium balloon, it goes up. Is the helium balloon gravity proof? No, it's less dense than the surrounding air. It's called relative density disequilibrium. So based on their densities, if I take a beach ball up, right, and I throw it in the air, it falls down because the beach ball is more dense than the air. If I take the beach ball to the bottom of a pool and I let go of it, it goes up because the water is more dense than the beach ball. These go up and down relative to their densities. Gravity's nowhere to be found. It's a theory. Do you want to know the only evidence for gravity? Is if the earth is a ball, gravity has to exist or you would fall off of it, literally. It has to explain how water can bend around a ball and omnidirectionality, right? So all directions, how you stick in all directions to the ball. They lied. Provably they lied. There's also something called electrostatics, which is 10 to the 39th power stronger than gravity even claims to be, which never can be isolated, and everything in the world is electrostatic. You're electrostatic, that stone's electrostatic, he's electrostatic, the backpack's electrostatic, everything, rubber, glass, water, everything's electrostatic. And it's way stronger than gravity even claims to be. You can never find gravity. It's just a theory. And you know whenever they assumed the theory of relativity and then they looked out at the sky and made up fairy tales, it was off by 95%. So in 2021, the theory of relativity is the best the top tier scientists have, and it's off by 95%. It's called dark matter and dark energy. They're not even in the ballpark of explaining how it could be a spinning ball yet. In 2021, with trillions of dollars, and suppression of alternative views, at every single highest level of education that exists, and every professor, and every quote-unquote scientist, which nowadays just means pseudoscientists, you just make up stories. Science is something you can actually verify empirically with scientific evidence, with an experiment. You can't do any of that with the globe, right? Can you show me gas pressure without a container? No. But the globe is the one exception. You can have gas pressure without a container sitting next to a vacuum. Can you show me water bending convexity around the outside of a sphere that spins? No, but the globe is the one exception. Can you scientifically validate gravity in an experiment or isolate it? No, but it has to be there if the Earth's a ball. There's no evidence for any of it. Why did I see mountains from 273 miles away? The globe Earth model says it's been blocked by 3 miles of Earth curvature. Do you guys know how long 3 miles is? 3 miles of Earth curvature was supposed to vertically block our view, yet we could see the mountains from 273 miles away. And you can go replicate it. You can go do your own observations. The skyline of Chicago was seen from 60 miles across Lake Michigan, impossible on a globe. It should have been completely blocked by the curvature of the earth. Mountains from 255 miles away, 203 miles away, 103 miles away, 156 miles away. All over the earth. So if the surface of the earth isn't curving in Florida, or in Louisiana, or in New York, or in Pennsylvania, or in California, or in Nevada, or in Kansas, or in Australia, or Japan, or China, then where's the earth curving? How's it a ball? What's up with that? Just Google how flat is Kansas. It's not even the flattest state. How can you have a whole bunch of flat states on a ball? How do you have miles and miles and miles of deserts that are flat on a ball? How can you have 70% of the surface of the earth water that's always finding its level on a ball? Hey, live. Go out and make the observation yourself. And this is the red pill for me. Just look at how they told you they proved it and see if it's legit. So when I was in school, they said, oh, people used to think the earth was flat. Those crazy people. But then they saw boats go over the curve and they found the earth's a ball. But then you actually go out into the real world yourself instead of just watching video games all day. And you go out there and you actually videotape the boat. And you'll see that it appears to go away, but then you can zoom in on it with the camera and bring it back into view. Did I x-ray vision through the curve of the earth? No. Boats appear to go away. They appear to disappear because of a limit of perspective. When you bring out binoculars, you increase your optical zoom. When you pull out a P900, you increase your optical zoom with the camera so you can see further, but ultimately you can't see forever. But if you stand at the end of a long hallway and it looks like the floor and the ceiling are converging together, they're not. It's just an optical perception. Okay, you have a limit of perspective. It's called angular resolution limit. You also can't see infinitely through an atmosphere. One of the questions we actually get is, if the earth was flat, I could see Mount Everest from here. No, you could not. You can't see forever. It's called angular resolution, and there's something called the atmosphere, which is actually a stupid term, because gases don't have shapes, and there is no sphere, but whatever, right? And so you can't see through infinite amount of atmosphere with density blocking your view. That's dumb. That's dumb. And you see all the way through the ocean. So you can't see forever. Because the earth is perfectly flat though. So this is the difference. When you see the horizon, okay, it's always horizontal. That's where the word horizon came from. Horizontal means flat, right? So every horizon you've ever seen is flat. Every elevation we have assumes the water's flat. It's called sea level. But you have to believe that the horizon's actually curving, but you can't prove it. This is the big part right here. In a world where people's motorcycles are crazy loud. Correct for the spin of the earth, bro. I've been mumbling Miley Cyrus. Okay, anyway, so on a globe Earth, the horizon is a physical place. It's physical, like this thing, okay? It has to physically block your view. It's always there. Based on the radius, it's at a certain distance away, it physically blocks your view. That would be a geometric horizon, the horizon, okay? Now, on a flat Earth, the horizon is just an apparent location where it constantly moves back and forth, right? Based on atmospheric conditions and observer height. Well, guess what the horizon does in real life? Constantly moves back and forth. I thought we were crazy. Are you saying that the globe Earth breathes in and out? Well, because we falsified your radius value. That's why it's censored by the government. And that's why when you Google it, you find Flat Earth Society, which doesn't have one real flat earther in it. Oh, these people are so dumb. No, more like genius IQs that are all across the earth decided to go test the earth. Flat Earth Society has nothing to do with what we think. No, we're not a disk in a solar system with spherical planets. What about the other planets? The Earth is the bottom of everything. Okay, planet means wanderer. It's a wandering star. They move around the sky. I document them all the time. They're not static. They're pulsating orbs of light, and they all move east to west around Polaris. So you can't prove they're spheres. You can't prove they're terra firma. You see the same light pulsating, and they all move east to west. They're wandering stars. And even if in this magic fairy tale they were spheres, which you literally can't prove, it wouldn't mean the Earth's a sphere. It's like walking into your house being like, hey, you have a light bulb on the ceiling. That must mean the ground's a light bulb. Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it. It's like walking up to a pool table and grabbing a pool ball and saying, look, here's a pool ball. It's a sphere. The table's also a sphere. You can measure the surface and prove it's not a sphere. But no, we can throw out physical empirical measurements that you can prove, because I can make up stories about stuff in the sky and then assume the Earth's also doing the same thing despite the physical measurements. It's insanity. They just know that most people are brainwashed that they will never actually go test it. They'll never go measure it. They won't go buy a Nikon P1000 or P900 and go make long distance observations. Like, who cares? This isn't important. Oh yeah, it is important. If the Earth is flat, which it provably is, and it's stationary, which it provably is, that means it's geocentric. That means the center of everything. The sky resets over top of it. If the Earth's geocentric, how'd it get there? Uh-oh, I don't think everything came from nothing and exploded and you came from apes anymore, did you? Changes everything. It also shows that every major country in the world lied to you. What you do with that is your own prerogative. But most of you guys think you're woke because you believe in aliens, or think you're woke because you're an atheist, okay? Atheism doesn't exist. Atheism, the etymology is no deity, no creator. That means you would have to say you know for a 100% fact that there is no creator. No one could ever honestly say that they know for 100% fact there's no creator. You can say you're agnostic, that you don't know, that's cool. There's no such thing as atheism. Literally. So anyway, based on the etymology, you just know like what words actually mean. It's called the Socratic method. So, also, people think they're so woke because they're talking about aliens. Aliens made us. Aliens. They really lied about the moon landing because they're hiding the aliens. No, they lied about the moon landing because you can't go to the moon, bro. That's why they can't go back. Believe it or not, when the government lies to you for decades, they don't come out on national television for a series of a decade talking about how they lied and aliens are real. That's not how it works. Ancient Aliens. I'm so woke, I watched a mainstream TV show called Ancient Aliens. So anyway, and I'm not even saying there aren't metaphysical entities. There is definitely a metaphysical realm, a background medium. I've seen 7 UFOs in one night, bro. One night. 7. Okay, they all were going north. That does not mean what they tell you about them are true. And most of the activity comes around the oceans. So expect something to come out of the oceans. So no, there's nothing that's coming from thousands of light years away. It's an intergalactic civilization that's dumb. But wait, here comes the deception when they come and tell you they made you. They made Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha, and they made you. And you guys are going to fall for it and worship them. Just tell us how to stop aging, and I'll take your mark and worship you. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I do know it's going to be a deception. Werner von Braun's secretary, that's the Nazi that took us to the moon, by the way. Werner von Braun. The Nazi that supposedly took us to the moon. Anyway, his secretary said that the final deception is the alien deception. And that's after they do some fake asteroids. That's what he said. The same guy that prophesized Elon Musk 70 years in advance. There's a science fiction book written in the 50s that says that the main character's title's Elon and he takes everyone to Mars. And now we have Elon Musk about to take us to Mars. What a coincidence. You guys are coincidence theorists. Elon claims he helped found PayPal. That's a lie. Everything that Elon Musk has ever said is a lie. He wants to put a chip in your brain. What a psychopath. No, that makes me woke. I want a chip in my brain. So anyway, you can actually measure the surface of the Earth. So, does anyone want to answer, if I'm so crazy for thinking Earth's flat, how can I see mountains from 273 miles away if the globe Earth math based on the radius value of 3,959 miles requires a certain physical obstruction of Earth curvature, which means the mountains would have been blocked by 3 miles of Earth curvature, yet we could see the mountains. How's that work on a globe? No one ever answers. They'll just make fun of me or laugh or something, but no one can answer the question. The whole United States, we're traveling the whole United States, no one ever answers. Why can't anyone answer? Isn't that weird? Don't make this weird, bro. I'm not the one that lied. I'm just letting you know they lied. We tested it. And we're getting hella censored to do it. Just to try to wake you guys up. We're losing job offers, getting death threats. Literally to come out here and be the crazy person on the mic trying to wake you up. We're doing it to try to help you out. You should realize the magnitude of what time in history you're in. Because no one in history ever realizes they're on the brink of one of the biggest events ever until after it happens. Well, you guys are watching one of the biggest events in history unfold right in front of you and don't realize they're building a new world order. And they're going to give you a tracking system. They're going to give you curfews and lockdowns permanently. And you're now going to live in a prison. Your children are never going to know what freedom is again. Okay, so they lied to you about where you live, you're special. So here's my conclusion. Stop obeying the government. They don't give you rights to breathe, or what you're allowed to wear, or when you're allowed to leave your house. The government lies about everything, literally everything. It's actually in the government's job description to lie to you. For national security purposes, they have to keep secrets. That's lie by omission. The government literally has the job of lying to you, admittedly, and you guys think you can believe whatever they say, until 3 decades later they come out and say, oh, we were actually lying to you. Oh, we were lying to you again. Oh, Vietnam War, we were lying to you. Oh, 9/11 weapons of mass destruction, we were lying to you. Over and over. And you guys will still believe the propaganda story at the time until they come out and tell you they lied to you. So it's time to critically assess information yourself before waiting on the government that's lying to you to admit that they're lying. It's like you're dating some scuzzy that keeps on cheating on you, and you're just gonna wait until she tells you. What a cool story. Your friend's like, bro, I saw her out with bro. No, she didn't tell me that. She's only cheated on me 7 times. She wouldn't do it an 8th time. That's insanity. So anyway, wake up before it's too late. Stand up for your children. That's why we do this. Children are being lied to, told they're insignificant, told they don't have a spirit, told that everything came from nothing. They came from apes. That lightning struck some random primordial soup, and there's nothing special about them. They could die any minute with an asteroid. That's what killed the dinosaurs. No. The earth doesn't move every single day that you're alive, because it doesn't move. The sky resets. It's beautiful. It's made for you. You have domain on the earth. You're very powerful. If you knew this, you couldn't be controlled as easy, and they want a slave state. So wake up, think for yourself, do the research. Don't blindly believe me. Right? We have a QR code if you want to come get it. Most people are embarrassed to actually approach, though. That's how crazy that the societal ostracism and stigma is. It's really crazy. Like, even in the real world, people aren't bold enough to like walk up and hear like new alternative ideas. But anyway, if you want to, we have a QR code, and you'll be able to find it. You can Google WitsitGetsIt. WITSIT space gets it. But anyway, there you go. Wake up before it's too late. They lied to you. They're trying to build a new world order. And I just want you guys to realize it before it's too late. Stand up for your children. And I'll also finish with this section. So since the earth is geocentric, what that proves is that it was created. The earth was created for you. You're very powerful. It had to be created. There's not another scientifically viable option. Most people look at the creator like he's a buzzkill. No, I don't want someone to keep me accountable. I want to do what I want to on my own, God. But no, he loves you. He gave you all these different tips and advice to help get through life more successful, more prosperous, happier. He wants you to be fruitful and multiply. That's why they want to prevent you from having children. Everything about this system was engineered to attack the creator, to attack the scriptures, because they're made to give you tons of power, not to hold you back. They're not rules to keep you enslaved. It's the opposite. They set you free. The system, the Babylonian world, is what keeps you enslavement. That's what makes you a slave. Your flesh makes you a slave. You have spiritual power. Get right with the creator. You don't need religion to do that. You don't have a religion with your father. You have a relationship. Same thing with the creator. Just talk to him. Just be real with him. He answers prayers, but you have to be humble. Most of you guys are a little too prideful, honestly, but the creator loves you. All you gotta do is humble yourself, talk to him like your father. Right? You have a relationship with him. He's personal. He knows everything. He knows all about you. He's just waiting on you because you have free will. It makes you a lot more powerful. It's going to make you happier. It's going to make, of course, it's going to, most importantly, result in eternal life. There's eternal life. Or you could cease to exist. You could cease to ever exist. Seems like an easy decision to me. So anyway, no matter what you've been through, no matter where you are right now, or how much, or what persona you have, and you think, oh man, I can't be, my homies are going to, clown me if I start talking about the scriptures. My homies are going to clown me if I don't want to go to the club no more. If I don't want to go play spades or dominoes, listening to Polo G, turning up smoking, listening to Lil Boosie. If I start to change my life, people will make fun of me. Look, here's the deal. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what's right. And those people will actually start to see what happens in your life. I've experienced it myself. Okay, so just know the creator loves you. They hid the true nature of the earth to hide your power, to hide your importance, and to hide the creator. They are now attacking him, and they're going to try to get you to take the mark of the beast. They're going to try to get you to permanently make a decision that's irreversible, that turns you away from the creator, right? They want to genetically modify you, and it says that in the end, the light will no longer shine within them. They're going to change you. The light will no longer shine within them, and the voice of the bridegroom will no longer be heard. So, wake up before it's too late. Don't let them change you. You're made very powerful and special. The Creator loves you. His name, people call him Jesus. His name was actually Yeshua HaMashiach. But either way, whatever. Okay, he was very real. Don't listen to men. Go pray yourself. Go read the scriptures yourself. KJV is not bad. But I've had the Creator speak to me through an NIV, which is my least favorite translation probably. It's about being humble, wanting to talk to the Creator, and being honest. Whatever is at the bottom of all of it, the Creator knows that. Not like how well and elegantly you speak. We've been taught to say, dear God. It's not a letter, bro. It's not a formal letter. It's about, are you being real? If you ripped away all the layers of lies and what you're trying to put on like you're tough or the guards you put up, That's what the Creator sees. Whatever the 100% truth is, that's what it is. If you can accept that and speak to Him like that, bam, your life will change. You'll start seeing miracles. You'll become super powerful. And then here's the crazy one, right? You get to experience it firsthand. I did it. So don't listen to religion. Religion sucks. The Creator loves you. That's kind of the conclusion here. And look into the earth because they hid it so that you wouldn't know there was undeniably a Creator. And stand up for your children before it's too late as they give them curfews and lockdowns and they don't know what freedom is anymore, and they're trying to remove their medical freedom and scare them where they no longer even know what a free world is. Stand up and do not pass on enslavement to your children before it's too late. They're building a new world order. Peace out.
What up? What up, guys? I don't know if I can find a super chat. I'll try. Sorry, I don't see a super chat. If anyone can, like, Reverend Austin Rocks, thanks. If anyone can email me, message me. If anyone has my number, they can text me the super chat. Epic yet again. Thank you, man. What up, boss? Crushing, you're the best at what you do. Thank you, man. Doing awesome as usual. Thank all you guys. My IQ was tested, like, later in my life. Like, I was older, like, my freshman year of college. Crushing per usual. Thank you. You guys like this shirt? This was a gift from a legendary bear in Milwaukee. Look how awesome this shirt is. I love it. Don't worry about super chats. They were just for your support, surely. Okay, cool. Well, thank you. Sorry, I can't see them. I don't know how to see them. All right. I'm going to chat with you guys for a second, drink a little bit of water. I'm definitely not getting back on. I'm like, dude, it was so hot out here earlier. Like, I was ready to call it. Because before I went live, I went like hard on the genetic modification, you know, like hard. With a rally of people here with signs as people drove by. So, unfortunately, I just couldn't. I don't know, he might have taped it on the GoPro, but I couldn't do it on here. Let's comb Austin's beard. Yeah, I know. My bad. I'm slacking on the beard today. The thing behind you is terrifying. Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you where we are. It's ridiculous. Finger comb game. Yeah, that's what I do. I just use my fingers. Can you please make a song about coincidence stairs? Yeah, sure. That's not a bad idea. I need to make quite a few. I mean, I need like actual good equipment, right? Like I don't have it. I'm gonna walk around with you guys and show you this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it back in here because it'll be super wobbly. You'll get a headache. Thanks for the bravery and pioneering leadership, bro. Take great care. Keep it up, and all the best energy and wishes for the future. Thank you very much, Mr. Plamp, for the $35 super chat and the kind words. Will do. I think we're gonna go to St. Louis. Sorry about that. Why no girlfriend? I'm just waiting for the one that doesn't, that I think approves, meets my standards. You know. But let the globe trolls tell it, I can't get a girlfriend. But no, I just don't settle for random females that aren't going to be Torah observant, don't know the creator's real, don't want to have children, aren't young, have like pretty high standard, aren't sleeping around, are woken up to the earth, or at least like open-minded enough to be, right, like research things. That's lovely. Good. So here you go. I'll walk a little further and show you guys. I'll get a girlfriend whenever I'm supposed to, man. It's tough. Like, I'm not... Look, like, here's the deal, man. Like, the Glovers be talking crazy, but one of, like, honestly, anyone that knows me in real life, if you're like, Austin can get a girlfriend, they would have been like, you're so stupid, dude. Like, I'm different than I used to be. I'm not gonna do what I used to do or settle. I think it's like it has at least spiritual residue to be acting crazy. So, waiting for the right one, yes. So there's that side. But you know, like nihilistic, materialistic atheists are like, you haven't had sex in how long? Like they can't see past that. So it's like, whatever, bro. You haven't had sex? As they probably drain themselves watching porn and all the time and desperately want to randomly hook up with females but can't. It's like, it's not something to brag about. That's like a Babylonian trick. Like brag about how many females you can hook up with. Wow. Sorry, I know it's not very straight. I'm trying to. Okay, so here's the other side. Per usual, you got like your goddess with a sword. It's in every major city, bro. Every major city. Of course. There's a bunch of snakes on these things too. What is that? Oh, it's like a bison maybe. And look at this creepy psycho right here. To Indiana silent victors. What does that mean? So there's that. Do what?
Grass. A light grass.
A light?
I'm trying to be disrespectful. I'm asking you to get a light.
I don't have any lighter now.
Alright, that's all good.
Oh, so I just didn't hear you.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No, you're cool,
at
bro.
all.
You're cool, man.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all.
You're cool, brother.
And you understand that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all.
All right, bro.
You don't understand that?
Bro, people be tweaked out, bro. I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. Like, why are you screaming? I don't think that was alcohol. It's like crack or something. Drugs are bad, you don't say. Again, let the Globers tell it. I want every hard drug under the sun, according to them. He was like being very aggressive and like in insinuating violence. And like I reached out to dap him up and he grabbed my wrist. What is that? What's this dude looking female with a torch represent? Huh? Couldn't be Lucifer, could it? No way. Look at that. That looks like a dude. Bunch of dead people underneath it. Bro, it's so creepy. Dude looks like a lady, that's what I'm saying. Well, there you go. It's all about like light. You know, Lucifer actually is a title of people that would walk in front with like a torch. That's what that represents. It's like saying Lucifer, literally, he's a Lucifer. Literally, that's a title. But anyway, come sit you back down. There's another crazy one I took some pictures of. There's another crazy monument down there. And it's as blatantly Masonic and Luciferian as it could possibly be. It says like Spirit House on it. It's crazy. It's got the same like, it looks very similar to that Masonic, sorry, I know it's really crazy camera. It looks similar to the Masonic building in DC that I did activism in front of. Man, I'm sweating like crazy, bro. Is that a Nimrod? I don't know. A tranny. You must be a conspiracy theorist. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed. There was a decent amount of people listening. Does your Cash App still work? Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, it should, Bob, for sure. Pretty sure. Where'd you get the CC? I made them. It says to fasten them yourself. Pretty easy to make. I might do a video showing it. We're uploading a video showing it because everyone asks. Love your beard, hate your choice in hats. Sorry. I like flat built snapbacks. Awesome work, bro. Thank you. Beard oil to tame it. Yeah, but it doesn't really do it, man. It's like, it's crazy. It's a crazy beard, man. It just wants to go out to the side. I look like a chipmunk. But yeah, I'll have to figure it out. I didn't really like tame it much today. I was just kind of in a hurry. Are your parents rich? No. I mean, they're not like middle class. Trump doesn't grow a beard. I don't think he can. Do you know a sign of the Canaanites? I'm pretty sure it's the Canaanites. They couldn't grow facial hair. Freedom of the press, interview people sometimes. It's not a bad idea. Just got to have a good setup where you got a good angle on them. But yeah, maybe we'll try to use like a tripod, like a 6-foot tripod with the phone on it. I'm still working on these other cameras. That's the whole ordeal. It's like really frustrating. All right, so I'm gonna catch up with you guys on the flip. I love you guys. Shout out to everyone that sent donations. You guys are awesome. We obviously had to drop some bread to get over here to backtrack, but it's all good. We went to Grand Mirror State Park in Michigan to try to see the infamous Chicago skyline observation, but it was super cloudy and hazy. I guess they say because of Oregon fires or something, but it definitely was like crazy hazy. I saw the moon like really bright reddish pink, like really bright for a few minutes, and it went behind this thick layer of like a horizontal layer of obstruction. It was crazy. But I was talking to the locals there. They say they see the Chicago skyline all the time. That it doesn't look like a mirage. They didn't know it wasn't supposed to be visible on a globe, but he's like, you're definitely seeing like the Chicago skyline. Like, that's stupid. It's not a mirage. And that it was abnormally hazy, and the sun's been abnormally red over there. And I've heard a lot of people say that about the sun and the moon, so I don't know what's going on. They say it's because of the fires, you know. The moon is red the last couple of days, yeah, for sure. What if it gets to where the moon just stays red, bro? That's whenever it's like the moon will turn blood red. Everyone looks at that like it's just a one-time occurrence. Like, no, that always happens. Like it turns that way, like it stays that way. If it's talking about staying that way, that could get crazy. He just critical inception linked making CC with just chat. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play my song and get out of here. I don't know which way is the best way to show you guys on the outro, I guess. I could have showed you that way, but really the most people we had, right? There were people that would sit down right here, they walk from right here and come across and they'll stop and listen and stuff, so you would have got to see people listening. But there's a lot of people that are over here on the other side, all sitting down. There are people over here doing the same thing, but past the fountain. And then there are people all up around on the sides. So like, I'm just looking at them, I'm reading their body language and talking like basically to them, trying to think I know what they're thinking, right? Like, so it is what it is. So I just turned it on me. All right, I'm playing the song. All right, so seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. You know, strong people don't care what weak people think. Austin, can't wait to see you in Texas, bro. Yeah, sounds awesome, man. They'll be on our way back around towards Flattoberfest. Go to Flattoberfest. I forgot that flatearthfestivals.com. Shout out Karen B. Will CC or violet? No, it's not. It's like sky blue. So dun dun dun. Like, I didn't just randomly do things, man. Like, I researched it. But anyway, it's, you fasten them yourself on the corners of your garment, and they're like sky blue. So, seek and speak truth unequivocally. New listener from Iowa. A lot of respect for you, bro. Thank you, much love. Thank you for the super chat, Adam Nelson. And actually rejoice when they revile you for his name's sake, for they did that to all the prophets before you. So if you're doing that, you're just doing something right. if no one's attacking you, you're probably not doing something right, or you might not be bold enough for the creator or for the truth in the general, because truth matters, you know. Truth matters, and it really does. And they'll be handed over to delusion for they had no love of the truth. So don't fall in that group, right? Always accept the truth. Want to know what the truth is, no matter what your bias is. Accept it for what it is. That's the most important thing. You know, get right with the Father ultimately is a byproduct of that. So there you go. I love you guys. Thanks for kicking it. If you want to support the tour, $WitsitGetsIt on Cash App, Witsit@protonmail.com on PayPal, masqueradetour.com is contact and donation. Trying to keep up to date on it. Sorry. Yeah, and there you go. And I'll do a computer stream, and that's when I'll read all the donations like always. Maybe we'll start reading them mobily too. I don't know, but I'll read them on the computer stream. I got some great for you guys. I just took a little bit of a break, and we were trying to get observations, and with bad service in the middle of nowhere, blah, blah, blah. Heading towards St. Louis, I think. So if you're in St. Louis, hit me up. We might be in Indy for tonight and maybe tomorrow if you want to grab lunch. If you're in the area, email me if you're close to Indy. I'll catch up with you on the flip side like a coin toss. Peace out. Just kidding, not peace out. You're not connected. Love you, dude. All the best. Love you. I don't even know what's going on at this point. Truth matters. I know. How awesome was the shirt, bro? There's actually quite a few people. Oh yeah, I mean, there's been like a good amount of traffic through here.
Bluetooth connected.
Oh, there we go. Why do you guys want me to tell everyone the Earth's flat one last time?
Hey, did you guys know they actually lied about the Earth? It's not a magic spinning cartoon ball in a vacuum. We tested it. They lied. The Earth is flat. It doesn't move. It's the center of everything. You're special. You're created. Research it. No, it sounds crazy. NASA lies. It means to deceive in Hebrew. You can research it. We saw mountains 273 miles away. Impossible on a globe Earth. Look into it. Flat Earth Society's fake, not real flat Earthers. The government admits they censor this. Shows that every major world country has signed a treaty called Antarctic Treaty. Drew a circle around you. Don't let you leave it. They're effectively the Hunger Games in real life. Wake up before it's too late. Peace out.
Don't say I never did nothing for you guys. All right, stick and speak truth unequivocally. Peace out.
Geopolitically, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock and twirl somewhere orbited. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force him to simple that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature that mean extorted it. They forging it. If news ain't good informants who are informing them, there's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this report and ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were storing tricks, pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those as subordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field that's for Israel.
guys. Much love, bro.